This is a single-edged. This one I got here in Mesa at a sword shop, and walked in there and was hanging on the wall, and I saw it. It was the perfect length and width, and my mouth started to water. And the guy behind the counter said, "Oh, do you like swords?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I guess you could say that. I'm a little obsessed with them." He says, "Really? Oh, what do you do with them?" And I said, "Well, I collect them. Let's just say I collect them." "Well, how many do you have?" I said, "Well, I've got about 350.
Oh, my God.
And he says, "What? What do you do with that?" I said, "Well, to be honest with you, I swallow them." And he looked at me like, "No, that's fake. They can't really do that." I'm like, "Oh, yeah?" I said, "If I can swallow that sword sharp, will you give it to me?" He says, "No, man, that's an expensive sword. I'm not giving that to you, but I'll give you a deep discount on it." So I took the sword off the wall.
This exact sword that you're holding?
This one here. And it was a place called Cutting Edge, which is my company name too. So I licked the blade. Remember, it had fingerprints all over it. It was sharp. And then I slid it down my throat, and as I got it down about to my collarbone, it stuck, and it wouldn't go any further. So I stopped, and I learned during our medical research that when you hit something, you don't push. That's when the worst injuries happen. So I pulled it out, adjusted it, slid it back down again very slowly, and it stopped about the same place again. So I took it out one more time, flipped it around the other direction, slid it all the way down, and it went just a little bit lower. And about that time, I felt it start to burn.
Okay.
And I thought, uh-oh, I think I punctured something. It was burning really bad. My throat started to swell up. I had an air embolism in the throat. I thought, I'm going to have to call an ambulance and go home, or, go to the hospital. I went home and drank as much ice water as I could, as many vitamins, took Theraflu and everything I could to knock myself out and see if I could sleep for 12 hours that night. I sat up in bed, spitting blood into a bucket for like 3 days.
Oh, my God.
And I almost died from that one. And eventually, I just fasted for a few weeks, which is about the only thing you can do when you have an internal injury, and just let everything heal up. And do not try this at home, anybody. And then I did what any normal red-blooded sword swallower would do. Is I went back and I bought that sucker, and I'm going to swallow it for you right here.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, so this is the sword that caused that, and it is going down Dan's throat. It's about halfway down, and now it is all the way down, and now he's leaning forward and taking it out.